language learning habits to do daily. So I'm not going to waste your time. Achieving big goals, I think, happens in small steps. And I think a lot of people don't actually take those small steps every single day, and then they wonder why they're not making the progress that they'd like. So even if you are busy, there are some things you should be doing every single day to learn a language, or at least as often as possible. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, which is a beginner's guide to daily language learning habits. So if you do like this kind of educational content on language learning, definitely hit the subscribe button. And I've got a link to my Discord in the description. But with that said, let's go. So what daily habits are we talking about? First of all, I want to explain a term which is basically high ROI habits. High ROI habits basically means habits that have a high return on investment. They basically give you the most bang for your buck possible. They're going to help you as much as possible in learning that language. So the two main things I think you should try and incorporate every single day, if possible, are listening and flashcards. So by listening, it could be podcasts, it could be a YouTube video, it could be not music, because music can kind of screw you around. It's not like it's not a natural way of speaking, so not that. But yeah, it could be anything else to do with listening. And yeah, that's really, really powerful. Exposure is powerful, even if you aren't actually like sitting there and like focusing on the thing that's being said to you, like through the headphones or whatever. It's still good to have it playing in the background, because it is actually familiarizing you very subtly to the actual language. And it's also really easy to habit stack. So if you want to go for a run or work out in the gym or go for a drive somewhere, I know I've started actually playing podcasts in Russian instead of listening to the radio when I go for a drive, and it's been an absolute godsend. So yeah, I'd highly recommend you start doing that. Listening is a really, really powerful way of making progress in the language, and you'd be surprised how much extra listening you could actually do each day just by being efficient, just by like listening to it when you're not doing other things like housework, etc. And the second thing I'd highly recommend is flashcards. So it doesn't have to be exactly flashcards. It can be just some kind of memorization, but effectively, if you're not memorizing vocab, it's going to be very difficult to learn a lot of words in a language. So doing some flashcards every single day, I think is really, really good for making progress in a language. And yeah, it's also really easy to implement into a habit tracker. Definitely use digital flashcards, not physical flashcards. And you can use free websites like StudyStack. I'll try and link that in the description. If I've forgotten to, just Google StudyStack. It's completely free and it's really useful as well. And you can also like literally, if you're using that website, you can actually look up, French or whatever language, and then whatever topic you want to do flashcards on. And there's a high chance that somebody's already made those flashcards, so you can just download them. You don't even have to make them yourself. So yeah, that's pretty cool. A few other high ROI habits that you can implement are output. So output is basically any way that you're producing the language, so writing or speaking. So it could be journaling, it could be you recording yourself speaking, it could be a conversation with a native speaker. That one would probably be, that's a very high ROI habit. It's just difficult to do. That's why I've written IP, if possible. So yeah, and then also reading goes well before bed. I'd highly recommend a physical book as well. It just seems to be better, it's more satisfying, and yeah, the light from a screen isn't going to keep you awake. Vlogs with subtitles, so I've got a picture here of not really a vlog, kind of like them going around and talking to people, but this channel, Easy Russian, does videos like this with subtitles in English and Russian, so that's super useful. And then guides by native speakers. So this video, for example, is just a guide on this one word in Russian. You could literally just type in learning and then whatever language, and just find a YouTube channel with a native speaker that kind of teaches about that language. And yeah, they make videos explaining various things, so that can be useful as well. But that's basically everything there is for this video. I'd highly recommend you have a habit tracker as well, so I'll have that video pop up on the screen right now. I've already made a video on habit trackers, and yeah, keep it lean. Don't have too many habits, because that makes it harder to do them all. Figure out what you can habit stack. So if it's, exercise, eating, chores, etc., you might be able to listen to something at the same time, that kind of thing. And yeah, routines are king. So try and make sure you have a wind down routine before bed with no technology. That's why reading is so good. And then eat the frog sounds kind of weird. I've made a video on that as well. It's basically like doing one really hard task as soon as you wake up in the morning, just to get it out of the way. So yeah, that might be flashcards. It could be exercise. It could be whatever. But yeah, that's basically everything, I think. Guys, if you did like this video, subscribe and check out my Discord in the description. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one.